Hello and welcome back to The Modern Lady. I'm Devereaux. Thank you for tuning in to this video. If you're new to the channel, I would love for you to subscribe so you can get an update when I've got a new video to share. And if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate and love you all. Today's video is a special request from Claire. Claire wanted to know how to remove an ink stain from a handbag. So today I'm going to give you 3 different options for things that you probably already may have at home laying around that you can use to remove an ink stain from leather. So before I give you the 3 recommendations on how to remove an ink stain from leather, the first piece of advice I want to share is that it's really important to always spot test. That means when you have a really large stain, you want to just try to clean off and remove the stain from one small area rather than trying to remove the whole stain at one time if you are trying a new way to remove that stain. So instead of the entire material being damaged, you are able to really salvage that and do a spot test first to just double check and make sure that the material you use to remove the stain is not going to permanently damage the leather. So doing a spot test is always a good idea. Just take a small little piece of that stain and try to remove that little small piece, and then wait about 5 or 10 minutes to see how it is affecting the leather material, because sometimes the after effects, it may take 5 or 10 minutes to dry, and you don't want to remove a whole stain and have a huge mess to deal with after it dries. So just doing a spot test first is always a really good idea to just check and make sure the way you remove the stain is not going to damage the fabric. The first way to remove an ink stain from leather is to use a cotton ball and rubbing alcohol. Typically this does work really well on leather, so you would just use a little bit of rubbing alcohol on a cotton ball or a cotton swab, and you remove the stain using a circular motion or just up and down brush strokes to remove that stain from the leather. It's one of the first ways that you can try to remove a stain, and hopefully you have rubbing alcohol maybe in your first aid kit or just at home laying around in the bathroom. So rubbing alcohol and a cotton ball is the first way to remove an ink stain. The second recommendation for how to remove an ink stain from leather is to use a magic eraser. So there's the white magic eraser that you could use, or there's a stain remover pen. There are a lot of options available at drugstores and even department stores as well. So when you find one that you happen to like that works really well, you can use that one. I typically do keep a small little ink stain fabric remover pen in my handbag. It's not necessarily just for ink stains, but it does work for ink stains as well. And it's just really handy to keep. So it's definitely a great resource for removing ink stains. And I do have the link to an example in the description below if you're wondering what the magic eraser is. So I do have that link there for your reference. The last recommendation for how to remove an ink stain from leather is to use hairspray and a cotton swab. Now, hairspray works really well on removing stains, and again, you would just use a circular motion or like brush strokes to remove that stain from leather. And you want to always make sure that you're doing a spot test first, because the type of leather that you have, along with the color of the leather, it may be affected differently by what you're using to remove it. So rubbing alcohol, the white magic eraser, and then also the hairspray are all options that do work, but you just need to figure out which option is going to work the best on the leather that you have at home. So doing a spot test first is always a recommendation so that you don't permanently damage your handbags or any other leather goods that you may have. If you found this video helpful, I would so appreciate you give it a thumbs up to give me some YouTube love, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Thank you for tuning in. Bye for now.